In this brief tutorial, I'll go over all of the expectations for discussion threads so that you can ensure you score the most points on every assignment. Here's what you need to do. First, you're going to read your assignment instructions carefully. Then, you'll want to review your rubric. Once you understand what's expected of you, you can go ahead and complete your assignment and post it into the discussion thread. Then, throughout the week, you'll want to comment on at least 2, but hopefully more, of your classmates' work. Then you'll want to reply to any and all comments that are left for your original posting. And finally, just remain active in the thread throughout the week. Here's what this would look like. Okay, so for our first step, read your directions carefully. This is an example of what you might see each week for an assignment discussion. You'll want to look at all of the details, paying special note of the date something is due, and any other things that you need to take note of. So for example, this first assignment that you have to complete needs to be between 200 and 250 words in length. These will vary from time to time, so again, that's why it's important that you look at these initial instructions. Once you have all of the details down and you understand what you're expected to do, you'll want to look at the rubric. In this blue box, you have a basic rubric. It shows you the total number of points you can score on this assignment and how these points are broken down. You also have the option, by clicking on an area that's just below of where my screenshot is showing you, to look at the detailed rubric. So let's take a look at what that includes. When you open up the detailed rubric as shown here, you'll see a complete point breakdown. Okay, so this shows you, if you were to score very low in one area, what your assignment might be lacking versus how you can score the most points. What should your assignment look like in order to kind of be that A-level work. So you'll want to read through all of these just so you're very, very clear on what exactly it is that I'm looking for each individual discussion thread. Then you're going to want to create and post your assignments. As a best practice, I think it's a wonderful idea if instead of just opening up the discussion thread and typing in the comment box, you might want to start by opening up a Word document and typing your response there. This will allow you to do all of the necessary MLA formatting and to really review your work carefully before you submit it. Remember that when you're posting in the discussion thread, you want to use your highest level of professionalism. Treat all of these discussion assignments as though they are, a final exam or a paper. Give them very serious weight. Using Word, you can take advantage of spell check features, some of the grammar checks, just to make sure that you have revised it, that it's perfect, and that you're really wowing me with your ability to put your best foot forward. Remember, this is a writing class. These are pieces of writing, so you want to dazzle me with your best effort in writing. Here, you'll see this student did a wonderful job and included some things that I look for each week. So, for example, this student did put the necessary formatting header. She attempted to format this using the block paragraph style, but sometimes the classroom will mess up your formatting when you upload it. That's okay, as long as you have the necessary components. I understand that this happens. That's not a big concern of mine. Other things I'm really looking for is that you address all aspects of the question, don't leave anything out, and that you're showing me what you're learning in the course. So I want to see you take examples from either the lecture or the reading or both, and I want you to incorporate it into your response. Here you can see that this student did just that. Okay, she takes some of the concepts from what the reading was and includes in-text citations and a works cited area. I want to see that for every single assignment, so don't neglect that piece. The whole point of this is that you can show me what you're learning and how to put something together successfully using this MLA formatting. Okay, once that's done, you might want to, stop for the rest of the day, take a break, and come back the following day or maybe even the next day. And that's when you'll begin commenting on your peers' work. Because this is a discussion class and we don't actually meet face-to-face, we have to get that discussion component in by commenting back and forth, which is why you're expected to do this with at least 2 students per assignment. So here you can see some examples. Up top here we have one of the students in the class's initial response with some follow-up, okay? So I gave you what we would consider a good example of comments and a bad example of comments. Down here, one student said about the students posting, "Great job on this assignment. You followed the instructions and answered the problem perfectly. Also, your format and citations were good too." Well, it's nice to praise your students and kind of point out the positive features of their work, and I definitely do encourage you to do that. This isn't really helping the discussion to grow. The whole point of the commenting is so that we can continue to talk about the ideas presented, and you each can kind of use your own insights and perceptions to think the ideas through and see them in different lights. Okay, so down below here we have another student who offered a response, and she went into more detail, kind of giving her own perspective, and I'll let you read that if you'd like. But you don't want to just say good job, nice work, or hey, you forgot to include your citation. I mean, definitely if somebody forgot something, go ahead and point that out, but there should be more to the assignment than that, and it should be based on the content, not as much as the quality. Okay, I'll assess the quality of your work, when it's time for me to grade it. I'm just more concerned that you take the time to discuss the ideas presented. Now, because students will be commenting on your work, and because I'll leave comments for all of your work, it's also really imperative that you not stop there. Okay, once somebody comes and says something to you or questions something you said, you want to follow that up with another response. Okay, so again, this is that whole back and forth nature of a conversation, only we're doing it via these discussion threads. So here we have a student who posted his initial response to a question. I had a follow-up. I posed a question for him, and you'll see down here that he continued by responding based upon what I said. This is exactly what you want to see. These threads should grow exponentially throughout the week based upon the ideas that you initially present and how myself and your classmates respond to them and the things that we say. So don't just, say, oh, I did my 2 responses, I'm done. You need to make sure that you're also giving those secondary and tertiary responses as well. Okay? So that's the end. If you have any questions about how this whole process should work, just shoot me an email or leave me a message in the class. Thank you so much.